UK has been fast on vaccinating the people. The national effort to immunize the population has been a success and now considering a third booster jab. Nearly 85% of UK residents over the age of 18 have received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine, and 62.4% of UK adults are fully vaccinated.
We do 120 patients an hour of 6 pods, and we're working 12 hours a day. So as long as the vaccine supply is there, we can vaccinate 7,000 a week. It is the most humbling experience any of us have ever had, because we're making such a difference to people's lives.
That puts it well ahead of Australia's vaccination rollout, which has seen 8.7% of Australians over 16 fully vaccinated and 30.4% receive at least one shot. Australia has purchased enough vaccines for everyone. Australia has purchased around 140 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines.
The message from government is to offer everyone a vaccine by the end of October, and that's the main overarching
plan. But that's
plan.
one vaccine now.
Well, it could be 2 vaccines. Most people with AstraZeneca will have had 2 by then, but there may be some at the end of October that might have only had 1. But the great majority of people will have had 2 vaccines by then, and everyone will have had 1.
It is more likely that Australia will take until April 2022 before the majority of the adult population is fully vaccinated. The danger here is that the 4th wave or the next variant will be in Australia long before that.
It pushed back a goal to deliver 4 million doses by the end of March from early April to the middle of April, then downgraded its week 1 target from 80,000 doses to 60,000. The true number fell well short, with just over 33,700 doses delivered. By the 3rd week, health officials were forced to admit the rollout was unlikely to meet either the target of 4 million doses or the longer-term goal to fully vaccinate 20 million adults by October.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison said Australia's 3rd booster program was in development. We will prepare now, as we already are, the vaccine booster program, he said. Professor Davenport said it was likely that there would be some form of ongoing vaccination for COVID-19 in Australia, and that vaccines could be updated to better combat variants. We are very likely to need ongoing vaccination, both because of the waning antibody levels and the variation in the virus, he said. China, in the mainland, 1.3 billion people have been vaccinated, out of which 223 million have been fully vaccinated. India has vaccinated 344 million and 62.1 million fully vaccinated. United States have given 330 million doses, out of which 157 million have been fully vaccinated, giving a 47.6% of population fully vaccinated. In Australia, the AstraZeneca vaccine has been provisionally approved by the Therapeutic Goods Administration for people over 18 years and older. The Australian Technical Advisory Group on Immunisation, that is ATAGI, recommends the COVID-19 vaccine by Pfizer is preferred in adults aged under 60 years. In people 60 years and over, ATAGI continue to advise that the benefits of vaccination with the AstraZeneca vaccine outweigh the risks associated with vaccination. The recommendation is based on the increased risk of thrombosis with thrombocytopenia following AstraZeneca vaccine in those under 60 years. If you are under 60 years of age and have already had your first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine and did not experience abnormal side effects, ATAGI recommends you will still receive your second AstraZeneca dose. This will provide you with greater coverage against severe illness from COVID-19. Now let's discuss why a third jab will be considered in the future. With the appearance of the latest Indian SARS-CoV-2 variant of concern and spread to other parts of the globe, including the US, another fourth wave with a variant of more concern may appear. Furthermore, the present restrictions are not viable for the economy and progress in other fields such as education and free living, and the uncertainty of the future situation, and as such considering reopening the country and keep it open based on what we know about COVID-19 and the pandemic, it is possible to predict broadly another third booster shot may reveal lesser morbidity and more mortality rates.
Months. And then from there will be an annual revaccination. But all of that needs to be confirmed.
Whether the third booster dose from the existing approved vaccines will work as efficient so far is questionable. Modifying the vaccines takes time, and delays may increase the spread after relaxing all restrictions. On giving the two jabs as preferred presently and not knowing how long the immunity will last, a third booster is considered in the UK. A blood test after 6 months of the second jab may be required to check on the percentage of B memory cell antibodies in the population. People whose earlier vaccine protection has worn off after the blood test may require the third jab. Presently, it is assumed that the immunity after the second jab will last only for 6 months. The dream of herd immunity cannot be expected for many years, as the vaccination rollout is not fast enough in most countries. The seasonal flu vaccine only lasts for a year as new strains evolve quickly, and the previous year's vaccine may not protect you from this year's viruses. Unfortunately, COVID vaccine immunity may last for a shorter period, and the durability of protection is currently unknown, and a third booster shot may be indicated for some people. Ongoing studies are monitoring immune responses beyond 6 months, as well as determining the effect of a booster dose to extend the duration and breadth of activity against emerging viral variants. The latest information from UK is that they are planning a third round of COVID-19 vaccinations for vulnerable Britons, with a booster program that would show up resistance to the virus ahead of their winter. This plan is scheduled to start in September, especially to the elderly population, as new variants are anticipated. The interim advice recommends booster shots be offered first to the high-risk individuals like those over 70, and then to people over 50 and others at risk groups. Australia also may have to plan for the next rollout, but the delays in completing the second dose of the vaccine presently and the lag of starting the third booster may create its own issues. The UK advice does not make a recommendation on which vaccines should be used as boosters, and final guidance will not be issued until more data on the lasting effects of the current vaccination program becomes available. How long should you wait for the second booster after the AstraZeneca first vaccine? Research has shown that for the second dose, a 12-week wait between the doses provided optimal protection against COVID-19. A study published earlier this year in The Lancet found that a single dose of AstraZeneca is 76% effective in the first 90 days. Receiving a second dose 12 weeks or more after the first can kick this protection up to 82.4%. But this efficacy drops to around 55% if the second jab was given less than 6 weeks after the first, the study found. A Delta variant has changed the environment for the vaccines in the UK. The 2 doses of vaccines of AstraZeneca are given within 3 weeks. Australians in Europe during COVID-19, vaccinated Aussies enjoy freedom to travel in summer. Champagne in Paris, sangria in Seville, and lounging around the lake in Lucerne. Australians living in Europe are now traveling freely all around the continent and cannot believe the standstill back at home. Many are fully vaccinated and heading off for their summer holidays as most of Europe opens post-pandemic to France, Switzerland, Spain, and Germany, reported by Sue Williams. I hope I have explained the present situation of the pandemic and what is ahead for us as far as I could see. Hope this video talk was useful. Always remember, service to our community is my vision and mission. This is the gratitude I pay for the free education my country gave me from kindy to the uni, followed with a scholarship to UK for further studies and for my fellowship. Stay safe. Goodbye for now.